For my waistband, I have made a long strip. My round waist is 28 inches and I've made a strip up to 35 inches. That's quite very long. So I'm going to be reducing it down to 31 inches. That is just like 3 inches difference with my round waist. You have always ensure that your waistband is 2 or 3 inches wider than your round waist. So there's 31. And how high is my waistband going to be? I've made it 5 inches. Now you want to go ahead and iron this on your stay so that you have a well-fitted waistband. Okay, but I'm not going to be doing that for this tutorial. You just have to iron it so that your waistband will be well fitted. Then how do you attach your waistband? At one end of the waistband, you're going to be folding it into 2. Remember, this is a good face. You're going to be folding your waistband into 2, and then using half of an inch allowance, you're going to sew all the way from here. Using half of an inch allowance, you're going to sew it straight on a straight line. The same thing goes for this other edge as well. You're going to be sewing it all the way down half of an inch. I have stitched both edges of my waistband here on the bad face, so I'm going to be turning it now over to the good face. This way, you want to ensure that this other end comes out pointy. You want to push it out so that it will come out pointy, but be careful so that you don't pierce through your fabric. So I turn it all the way using my scissors to push out that edge so that it will come out straight. Like I said earlier, please, you may want to do this on your hard stay so that your gum stay will come out, your waistband will come out very well. So we'll go ahead to fix our waistband on our skirt. How do I do that? You have to bring your zipper down before starting. Now, unlike when you're sewing your clothes that the good face will be on the good face, to add your waistband effectively, the bad face is going, the good face rather is going on the bad face, like this way. Let me use this other end rather. Okay, so the good face of the waistband will be going to the bad face of your skirt. So you want to start equally, let the edges be equal. Now you're not going to be sewing or attaching this other part of the waistband together right now. You want to move it aside, although you can use that method, but I don't like it because at the end of the day you're going to have material showing outside. But you don't use this method. If you're using that method, you place it directly on the fabric like this to sew, so that by the time you turn it, the rough edge will be inside. You don't want to be, if you place it like this, your rough edge will be showing outside by the end of the day when you finish sewing it. So you want to move this out. You're not using that method, you're using the basic method of attaching your waistband. So you want to bring out the back side, then you start from this very edge and ensure that this edge is meeting with the zip exactly. Then you start sewing all the way around. So you want to mind this iron that is here. You want to start exactly there. Okay, using half of an inch, you want to start sewing till you get to the other edge of your skirt. Make sure that you open it wide so that the other parts that you folded will not come in between, will not be in the way. So using half of an inch, you want to sew it around. And please, when you get to this point, you want to open this 2 inches allowance wide, okay, so that it will go in wide. It will give it a more fitted look. So you go ahead and sew all the way till you get to the other end. Okay. I'm almost at the end of my skirt, at the other zipper end, and as you can see here, I have a little less than 1 inch extra. So imagine if you didn't give that 3 inches extra to your waistband when cutting it, you will be having shortage already. So it's a good thing that you have extra. So you may want to give in more than 3 inches to your waistband from your round waist measurement, so that you have more than enough to go underneath when you fix your button or your hook to your waistband. So you will turn it in this way, starting from this other edge. You stop stitch your other part of your waistband to your skirt. Now you can see the seam line that I used to sew the first part of my waistband. As you stop stitching this other part, you want to ensure that it covers that seam line. Do not stop stitching in such a way that this other first seam line will still be showing. I hope you guys can see it clearly because I'm using a black thread for it, which is not too visible. So you stop stitching your other part of your waistband on it. So about 1 inch away from where you start. Do not over drag this upper part of your waistband as you are sewing. You want to also ensure that every other thing is out of the way underneath, so that your seam will not pick anything underneath. So you don't want to stretch this upper part, or else your waistband will not be well placed. It will be squeezed and at the edge there you'll be having more excess than enough. So what do? You drag your waistband backward a little, just a little, so that to make it relax and straight. Then you want to spread the remaining part evenly across. See how my thumb is pressing this part so that it will be in place. Do not drag your waistband as you sew along. So I continue. Ensure that everything is well relaxed. Okay, move it behind a little, move it backwards a little, not too much backwards, just normal. So you continue that way till you get to the other end of the waistband. So I'm approaching the last edge of the waistband. If you didn't drag it behind a little, like I did mine, you'll find out that your waistband will not be smooth, it will be squeezing, and at this edge you have more than enough. It's going to go somehow like this. So you want to ensure that, and at this last point you do not drag backwards again, so that it will not be short as well. So you want to leave it this way and then sew through till the end. So I'm done making my waistband. I'm putting up the zipper. So you want to ensure that one edge of your waistband is actually longer, it extends from the zip side. That side will be going underneath this way. If the both edges of your waistband are equal, you will not be able to lap your button or your skirt hook very well. So you want to ensure that one edge is longer than the other. That's why I gave 3 inches allowance when cutting the waistband. Okay, so this is my waistband well attached. You can see there is no squeezing or whatsoever on it because I use that method of dragging backwards instead of dragging forward. The next thing now is to do my hemming. Okay, so you want to go ahead and use your hemming gum and iron it out. Remember the amount of allowance you give. Okay, you want to use your hemming gum in place yet, but I can do this without my hemming gum and it will come out very neat. Also, I'm not going to be making an overlap slit, rather I'm making a normal open slit like this. So I will start from this other end of the fabric, ensuring that I have exactly 1 inch this way. It's going to be exactly. Then I'll fold this in double because I'm using double stitching to hem my lines. You want to go ahead and use your hemming gum, stay to hem it and iron it in place before stitching. But if you don't have that like me, you don't want to do that, just go ahead and stitch all the way till you get to the other end. So you want to open this allowance here, let it be flat. It's not very good to be folding your allowance the same way like this, both of them. So it's good you open both sides to face opposite directions so that you can have a neat finishing. You want to hem it like that equally all the way till you get to the other end. I'm approaching this edge, so I have to open it, straighten it as well before I do my double folding here. Okay, and then I stitch till I get to this end on a straight line. Now I didn't bother to stitch this way, okay, to stay in place. You may want to also stitch like this, but I don't want to do that. So guys, this is my pencil skirt. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel, give us a thumbs up, and also join us on our Facebook group, Bellwing Creations Community, for more updates and tutorial. Until I come your way again next time, bye for now.